Hey guys, it's me Toby, and this is Wrestling Heaven Talk Episode 2. And today, we are going to be talking about John Cena's retirement tour. Not necessarily the last match and how that's kind of sad, we already did that on Episode 1, but the retirement tour in general, and the story it told, so to speak. Now, how do I word this? John Cena had an interview with, Cody Rhodes interviewed John Cena, sorry, got that mixed up. And in that interview, they mentioned how wrestling is like painting a picture. It's what the artist shows, and it's what the audience interprets, which is pretty deep, honestly. But what I'm getting at is they also mentioned the retirement tour and the picture he was trying to paint. This is a morbid way of putting it, I'll admit, especially for the name of this channel. But it was interpreted by Cena as the final stages of life. Yes, again, morbid. But let's think about that for a moment. We started off the year with the good vibes at the Royal Rumble. Then we hit, spoilers by the way. Then we hit Elimination Chamber with the heel turn. Really shocking, honestly, at the moment. Which is supposed to represent him changing his morals to not so great because of denial. And then ultimately fast forwarding to eventually babyface realizing what he did was changing his morals and that's not okay. All the way to the last match where he finally smiles, taps out, and accepts that his career is done. Acceptance to the final stages. But yeah, it was beautiful the way it was worded, so I do recommend checking that out if you haven't checked out the What Do You Want to Talk About podcast interview with John Cena. Chances are if you're seeing this, you probably have seen that since it's an official WWE video, but yeah. Now, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something else. The different matches that happened were throwbacks. Some of them anyways. Some we got like new matches with like Dominic Mysterio on Raw and on Survivor Series, his last PLE, Premium Live event. But others we got like a throwback to Brock Lesnar, we got a throwback to AJ Styles at WrestlePalooza and Crown Jewel respectively, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, that's it for this normal version of Wrestling Heaven Talk episode 2. There will also be a extended version in a separate playlist, so if you want to see that, if you have more time, then you go ahead and watch it. Now you're watching the extended version. If you're watching the extended version, you're seeing this part of the video. Let's talk about John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza. It was a big deal because it was the first premium live event to be on ESPN with the WWE deal. One of John Cena's final matches, and he gets annihilated by Brock Lesnar. It wasn't something to exactly write home about. Let's put it this way. If you were going to get a few more matches left, which is what the case was, you would want to at least extend it or give us hope, right? But No, Brock Lesnar completely annihilated John Cena in that match. There was no question who was going to win. There wasn't, well, maybe he could win. No, it was just a flat out, nope, Brock Lesnar's winning. Yeah. So with that, we also, did not really like that match as much as I was hoping for. Honestly, if I had to rate that, I'd give that 3 out of 5 stars. I was hoping for a 4 or 5 out of 5 match between those two Goliaths, but that's not the case in this situation. And also, while I'm thinking about it, there's a match that I totally wish they could have done. If they did this, I would have been super happy. I know Bray Wyatt passed away, which is tragic, but his brother's still in the WWE. So they could have done an homage to him by doing a match between those two, having a feud with the Wild Six for a week or so. That would have been great. But the only homage we got was, I think, one of Bray Wyatt's moves in the AJ Styles match. But other than that, we did not really get an homage for that legendary rivalry. And it's sad to think about. Also, another thing I wish that could have happened was R-Truth and John Cena teaming up for a little bit. Maybe having a couple tag matches. Not saying they had to win gold or anything, but it still would have been cool to see. Because that was supposedly R-Truth's dream to team up with John Cena like that. And it never happened. And he's retired, so that chance is out the window. So basically what I'm saying here is there's some stuff I would have changed in John Cena's tour, but the main thing was it was a send-off. It was like, it was a way for WWE and John Cena to be like, okay, we're at the top. Let's work our way down the life cycle. Go full circle. That's basically what they were working with. Like I said earlier in the video, they did the whole Elimination Chamber thing, kind of being in the whole denial thing, and then finally the tap out with the smile as acceptance. That, yes, it's over. But now what? I would also, not to leave on a sad note, so not to leave on a sad note, I'd like to point out that John Cena did technically say he was done from wrestling, like in-ring wrestling. That doesn't mean he can't show up once in a while on a special occasion to do like commentary or something. He's just done, or backstage interviews. He's still available. He still loves the WWE. It's just he's not going to physically be taking bumps anymore. In fact, he probably signed a contract. I think he did actually for a couple of years to do stuff like that, like non-in-ring competitive wrestling stuff. But yeah, I think that's it. And this has been the extended version of episode 2 of Wrestling Heaven Talk.